Growing up past the age of 10 was definitely the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. Hi, hello, how are you? Today's video is all about parenting yourself. We seem to have this really weird idea that once you get to the age of 18, you're supposed to know everything, have your whole life figured out, just know how to work through every situation that life might possibly throw at you, which is just baffling. Being an adult is just one really big learning curve. It's a lot of teachable moments and a lot of lessons. Through most of our life, we get these lessons from our parents or our guardians, older members of family like brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, but there are also a lot of things in life that we have to teach ourselves. And we never stop teaching ourselves new things, and we never stop learning new things. No matter how old you get, there's always something new to learn. There's always a new situation that you're going to have to figure out how to adapt to or tackle. We never have life completely figured out. We never ever will. And that's okay, because being human is about growth and progression and learning. It's just one of the things in life that we have to deal with. There are many great lessons that I've learned throughout my life that have served me really well, but a lot of lessons I've taught myself. I've had to figure out a lot of things on my own, and it's difficult. I had to parent myself, which is something that we all have to do and all should be doing, but just because we're having to teach ourselves these lessons doesn't mean that we can't get a little bit of help every now and again. So that's what this video is about parenting yourself when it comes to money, food, health, all of those kinds of things. As a disclaimer, I just want to say I am not a licensed medical professional. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just someone who has lived a little bit of life, who has gone through some hardships and has had to learn a lot of lessons, and I just wanted to impart some of those lessons onto you in case that's helpful. Please remember that in life, all of the things we learn and the situations we go through are different. So these are things that are tailored to me, things that have worked for myself. So tailor any of the advice I'm giving to you. Don't just say, because I've said it and it worked for me, it's gonna 100% work for you. That's not how things work. Tailor the advice to you and take who you are as a person into consideration when you're watching this video. The first thing that I want to talk about is managing your money and funds. I know that money has this really scary connotation to it, especially if you didn't grow up with an excess of money. We're always taught to worry about money, to be fearful about money, to always have the thought of money in the back of our minds. And while, yes, you should be thinking about your money and you should keep track of it, you should not live in fear of it. I understand that's a lot easier said than done. I did not grow up incredibly wealthy, but I did grow up in a place of privilege when it came to money. I never had to want for anything. I never had to worry about those things. In recent years, my financial situation has changed. I'm living with my parents. Our financial situation is not great, but it's not at a place where I am constantly freaking out about money. I do have my worries about it, obviously, but I understand that I live in a privileged situation. But I do just want to say that freaking out and stressing out about money isn't going to do anything for you. The best thing to do is to learn more about money. Learn about how you could be investing your finances. Learn the best ways to save. Learn the best ways to spend money in a responsible way that gets you everything that you need to have without breaking the bank and leaving you with nothing in the end. This next tip is mainly for people that live on their own or with roommates or, away from their primary caregivers like parents and guardians, and that is about setting a weekly and a monthly budget. I still live with my parents at the moment. After university, I was not in a place financially where I could have just moved out. So I live with my parents, and even so, I still do have my weekly and monthly budget. To make sure that I can get the foods I need, I can pay the bills that I need to pay, and I can have a little bit of money left over to do something fun every now and again. It's really important to identify what it is that you 100% need, your essentials, your rent, your bills, everything like that. And then work enough to be able to pay that off. That's great and sorted. It's great to be able to save a little bit of money for a rainy day. That is really important because you don't know exactly what life is going to throw at you. You could go through some hard times, and having that little safety net of money is going to be super helpful. And then, of course, it's important to treat yourself. I'm not saying all of the time, I'm not saying go crazy, but every now and again you should do something nice for yourself with your money because you worked hard to get that money, you deserve it. You can't spend your entire life working to build up all this money and get no joy from it. Because a life without joy, it's just kind of pointless. What is the point of living this life that is just sadness and hardship? Next, I want to talk about your body. And when I say that, I mean your physical health. Physical health is obviously super important. You have this one body that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You are the only person that is going to be with you forever, 24/7, 365. So you need to look after your body. You need to respect your body. And that means eating clean, eating healthy foods. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying that you should go on a crazy diet where you only eat, green beans and boiled chicken breast. I'm just saying consider what you put into your body. I'm someone who loves a lot of carbs, and carbs, especially white carbs, are mainly sugar. So white breads, white pastas, that is a lot of sugar. So one of the things I did was I switched to eating brown bread, brown rice, brown carbs. I'm still getting those carbs I love, but I'm getting a healthier version. And it's fine to go a bit decadent with maybe sauces and cheeses, but just understand you can't do that all the time. Treat your body with some respect. Put into your body what it needs to be its strongest and its fittest, but understand that, you have to indulge every now and again, if only for your mental health. There's also exercise. And as you can probably see, you can only see my top half, but I am not someone who is super jacked and swole and all that jazz. I do like to work out, I do like to dance, but I'm not talking about exercise in terms of being a bodybuilder. If you're someone that does want to go into bodybuilding, you want to build up all that muscle, that's absolutely fine. But if you're someone that's not, I would say light exercise, like 3 or 4 times a week, half an hour, running, cycling, maybe you do weights at home, maybe you do dance, maybe you do yoga or Pilates, just a little something to get the body moving, to get the heart rate going up, to increase stamina, things like that. It's really important to get the blood pumping around your body, to sweat it out, because you want to keep your heart strong, you want to keep your limbs strong, no, I'm sorry. You want to keep your joints strong, because I will tell you, I'm turning 27 in 11 days, and when I'm up in the club and I'm trying to twerk and I'm trying to drop it low, I feel my knees crack. It hurts. So I know, okay, I need to be stretching more, I need to be exercising more so that my body is used to being able to move around and I can keep this full range of motion for as long as possible. And lastly, in physical health, I want to say drink water. Seriously, it is the most important thing you need to be doing for your body, yet it feels the hardest. It's odd, you can go to a club and you can drink so many shots, you can drink so many beers, wine, vodka, that feels easy. I could drink like 100 shots and then have lots of milkshake and all that crap and soda, but when it comes to water, I really have to remind myself, but it's so important for your skin, for your hair, for everything that's going on in here. Drink a lot of water. Buy a water bottle. You don't have to get anything fancy, just something cheap that you can reuse. And I would say drink it over the course of the day, fill it up at night, put it in the fridge, so when you wake up in the morning, you've got that nice chilled water you can have straight away. Next, we're moving on to my favourite section, mental health. And if you take anything away from this video, it's this. Mental health is just as important as physical health. A lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people don't even believe that. But you can have the strongest body ever. You can be a freaking Greek god. But if your mental well-being is in the trash, what does having that amazing body do for you? You're not going to be able to get through life if your mind is this minefield of self-doubt, depression, anxiety, negative self-talk. And as someone who suffers really severely with depression and anxiety, I always want to put out there that your mental health is so important. The brain is a muscle, just like a bicep. So it needs to be exercised, it needs to be fed, and it needs to be rested. You need to be doing things like puzzles, challenges, or projects that are gonna stimulate your mind so that, you know, years later when you're much older, your mind is fit and healthy. It needs to be fed the right foods, things like omega-3 in fish oils, or if you're someone that's vegan, you can take supplements. And it needs to be rested. You need to be getting enough sleep for your mental health and your physical health. I believe it's really important to have a community around you, a community of supportive, open-minded people that you can talk about your feelings with. All the dark stuff that's going on up here, if it stays in here, it causes a lot of problems. It's important to find people that really understand you, care about you, and will listen to you, to speak openly, to help you process some of the mental mayhem that's going on with you. And lastly, my favourite tip, if you are someone who is feeling incredibly depressed or anxious or paranoid, or there's something going on up here and in here in your heart and your feelings that you don't quite understand and it's worrying you, seek out medical help. Go to a therapist or a psychologist, talk to your doctor, see if you might have to go on an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medication. Don't let anyone shame you and make you feel bad, because we do what we can to get through life. Sometimes you just need a bit of positive self-talk and some mantras. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to you and help you process your emotions. And sometimes, we need a pharmaceutical help. Like, if you need it, ask for it and don't let anyone shame you for it. So guys, these are some of the lessons that I have picked up either on my own or from friends or from other sources. All of these things have really helped me feel a lot better and more complete as a grown-up. If any of these ideas sound helpful to you, then please use them, take them into your life. As always, tailor them to yourself, and remember, talk to a licensed medical professional or mental health professional if you are having issues with your physical health or your mental health, because, I'm not a doctor, I'm just someone who's trying to help. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because that really helps me know what kind of content you guys want to see from me and what I should be creating for you. And subscribe to my channel so that you can see everything, and ring the bell so you don't miss a notification. Bye!